objective for today is to illustrate terms related to circles, its radius, diameter, chord, center, arc, and the central angle. So lahat ng yan ay didiscuss natin along the way. Okay. So before we proceed to our discussion, so let me give you first an activity. So the name of the activity is what are wheels for? So in this activity, you need to do is to name 5 objects that have wheels that have you seen every day. So bibigay kayo ng 5 object o 5 bagay na mayroong wheels kung saan ay palagi nyo siyang nakikita. Okay. So bibigyan ko lang kayo ng few minutes to answer the given activity. Okay, time's up. So some of you may think, so halimbawa, they may say a bicycle. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo, dyan sa boulevard, marami dyan ang nagbibisikleta. Next, we have motorcycles. Kung mapapansin nyo, maraming motorcycles ang nakapark dyan sa may tapat ng Jollibee. The third one, we have the pedicabs. Okay, so itong pedicab na to, kadalasang nakikita natin sila sa market. Okay. Next, we have the tricycles. So yung tricycles, ito yung karaniwang sinasakyan natin o yung nagiging way ng transportation natin pagpunta natin sa bahay, pagpunta natin sa market, at pagpunta natin sa school. Next, yung mga sasakyan. Okay. So lahat ng yan ay mga objects o mga bagay kung saan sila ay may common. Ano yung common sa 5 yan? They have wheels. Okay. So ibig sabihin, ang wheels natin dito ay related sa topic natin, wherein ang topic nga natin is all about the basic terms ng circles. Okay. Have you imagined yourself pushing a cart or riding in a vehicle having wheels that are not round? So sabi daw dito sa unang tanong, nai-imagine nyo kaya yung sarili nyo na nagpupush daw kayo ng cart kung saan daw yung cart o yung vehicle na sinasakyan nyo ay hindi daw bilog or hindi daw round yung gulong. So kung may tatry natin na sumakay sa isang vehicle o magtutulak tayo ng isang cart na ang gulong ay hindi bilog, maaaring ang mararamdaman natin ay parang nagsisigsag-sigsag, di ba? Parang ang tawag chug-chug-chug, ganun. Next, why our wheels are circular in shape? So bakit daw kailangan na ang wheels daw ng mga sasakyan natin o ng mga cart o ng ibang bagay ay dapat na circular? Bakit daw siya circular? Next, ano naman ang importance ng pagkakaroon ng spokes ng wheel? So ang spokes po, yan po yung nasa, yung parang string, yung parang yung bakal sa bike na pahaba. Okay, papakita ko sa inyo mamaya ano yung spokes. Next question po. If you were to design a wheel, how many spokes will you use to divide the rim and why? So, ibig sabihin, kung kayo daw ay tatanungin na mag-design ng isang gulong, ilang spokes bang ilalagay nyo and paano nyo ito i-divide and why? Dito sa second picture, kung mapapansin nyo, yung gulong niya, yung nasa unahan, pentagon, yung nasa likod is parang triangle. Kung may imagine nyo, di ba ang hirap, parang hirap mag-bike dyan. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, hindi circular yung kanyang wheel. Sa next slide, ipapakita ko sa inyo what are the important parts of the bicycle wheel. So, since na ang hinahanap lang natin is the important parts of the bicycle wheel, hindi ko na sa inyo ibibigay pa yung different parts. So, ngayon, i-zoom ko lang. Focus tayo doon sa wheel. Okay. So here are the following important parts of the wheel of the bicycle. Number 1 important part of the bicycle wheel, yung tinatawag po nating spokes. Yan po yan yung nakikita yung parang mga string-string dyan sa loob ng wheel. Yung pangalawa po, yung tinatawag nating hub or yung center hub of a wheel. So ibig sabihin, kung wala po itong center hub ng wheel, malamang po hindi po tatakbo ang bisikletang yan. Next, we have the rim. Rim, yan yung circular metal na nakikita nyo, yung rim na yan. Next, we have the tire. So without the tire, hindi rin tayo makakabuo ng wheel. And lastly, we have the valve. So lahat ng yan ay importante. So yung mga binanggit ko, yung spokes, yung hub, yung rim, yung tire, and valve, yan yung mga important parts ng bicycle wheel. Okay, so much for that. Proceed na tayo sa next slide. Okay. Next is, are you familiar with them? So, familiar ba kayo sa may nakikita nyong seal? Okay, you are right. Those are the official seal of some department of agencies that we have in our provinces. In our province, I'm sorry for the provinces. So, number 1 logo is the logo of the DepEd. Number 2 logo is yung logo ng ating provincial capital. Number 3, you are familiar with it, yung logo ng Catanduanes State University, the logo or the seal of the Municipality of Virac, and yung nasa right side, we have the logo or the seal of the Municipality of Baras, and yung nasa middle sa baba, yan po yung seal or logo ng ating school or the Catanduanes National High School. So, what can you say about the shape of the logos? Okay, you are right. They are all circles or circular in form. So this time, let us explore more and let us have the following important definitions that you have to remember and take note of. So dito na tayo sa middle ng ating discussion. So ang gagawin nyo dito is, you need to take note for you to be able to familiarize the different terms associated with circles. Okay. Number 1, we have the word itself, circle. So, pag sinabi po nating circle, from the definition itself, it is the set of all points that are the same distance from the given point. So, yung given point po, kung makikita nyo yung circle, yung dot dyan sa gitna, yan po yung tinatawag nating given point. So, ano ang tawag natin sa given point na yan? Okay. Ang tawag po sa given point na yan, yan po yung tinatawag nating center. So, ibig sabihin, mahanap nyo lang ang center kung saan nakalagay yung given point ng isang circle. Okay. Okay, you need to remember that a circle is near. So, ibig sabihin, papangalanan daw natin ang center, papangalanan daw natin ang circle by its center. So, ibig sabihin, kung yung nasa center natin is point O, therefore, we can name that circle as circle O. So, ibig sabihin, kahit anong letter sa English alphabet ay pwede nating i-name sa circle. Okay, let's proceed. Next, we have the term radius. Okay, remember nyo yung naunang term is we have the circle and the center. Next is the radius. Pag sinabi po nating radius, it is a segment. So, segment daw siya from the center. So, ibig sabihin, ang radius daw natin ay nagmumula doon sa center papunta sa any point ng circle. Ang tawag daw doon ay radius. Kung mapapansin nyo po yung circle dyan, yung dot sa gitna, yan yung center, and yung end point niya ay nasa yung point niya ay nasa circle. Ang tawag po natin dyan sa segment na yan ay radius. Okay, for example, we have here circle O with a given point A doon sa circle. So, ibig sabihin, we can now say that segment OA is the radius of circle O. So, para hindi na tayo gumamit ng word na circle, gagamitin na lang natin yung symbol na bilog, tapos may dot sa gitna. Ang symbol na yan ay nagde-denote ng circle. So, ulitin ko lang, from the given example, segment OA is the radius of circle O. Okay, yan po yung tinatawag nating radius. Next, we have what we so-called the chord. Ano naman ang chord? Okay. Ang chord daw ay isang segment kung saan daw yung endpoints daw ng segment na ito lie on the circle. So, ibig sabihin, yung endpoints daw ng chord ay dapat nasa circle para mag-isang chord. Okay, for instance, we have here point P and point Q. Kung mapansin nyo po, si point P tsaka si point Q is on the circle. So, ibig sabihin, segment PQ is the chord of the circle. So, kung mapansin nyo, yan na po, we have segment PQ, yan yung chord ng ating circle. So, that is a chord. Please take note of it, okay? Next term, we have the what we so-called diameter. So, ang diameter daw ay isang important term, another important term ng circle. Ang diameter daw ay isang chord. It is a chord that passes through the center. It is been clearly said that ang diameter daw ay isang chord. Chord na ano? Chord that passes through the center. So, ibig sabihin, siya lang yung chord ng circle na dadaan sa center ng circle. Ang tawag sa kanya ay diameter. So, we can now say also that diameter is also a chord. But, not all chords are diameter. Take note of it. Okay? Okay. So, yan po sa given picture, yan po yung tinatawag nating diameter. For instance, we have point C and point O on the circle. So, yung end point ng segment natin ay nasa circle. Ano yung mga points na ito? We have C and O. So, therefore, we can now say that segment CO is the diameter of the circle. You get it? Very good. Next term, okay. Before we proceed to the next term, we're going to recall the terms we've been discussed earlier. Okay, first, we have the radius. Pag sinabi po nating radius, ayan daw yung segment kung saan nag-start yung point niya doon sa center ng circle papunta sa any point doon sa circle. Yan po yung tinatawag nating radius. Next one, we have the chord. Ang chord daw, ang endpoint basta daw ng chord ay nasa circle. Next, we have the diameter. So, ang diameter daw is the only chord. Siya lang daw yung chord that passes through the center of the circle. So, therefore, diameter is also a chord. But remember, not all chords are diameter. You get it? Okay. Next. Okay, next. We have now the term arc. So, pag sinabi naman na arc, so in the given figure, the part of the circle from point B to point D is called an arc. So, ito po yan. So, mapapansin nyo, yung parang pa-arc, pa-arco. So, ibig sabihin, from point D to point D, ang tawag daw sa kanya ay arc. So, we have here the symbol, yung nasa taas, yung parang paupo na letter C. Ang symbol po na yan ay arc. Or, it can be read as arc BD. So, ang basa sa kanya ay arc BD. Okay po. Next, we have the next term, central angle. So, pag sinabing central angle from the word centre, or ibig sabihin, nasa center. So, ang central angle daw ay isang angle kung saan yung vertex daw niya is at the center of the circle. So, you are familiar with the term vertex. So, ang vertex niya ay nasa center ng circle. Okay. As you can see in the figure below, angle VID is called the central angle. So, para mas ma-picture out nyo kung sino yung tinutukoy kong angle BID, so ilalabas muna natin. Ito yan. So, we have angle VID. So, we have now the central angle BID. Nakukuha niyo po ba? Okay. Or, we can now say that angle VID or angle I is called the central angle of the circle or the given circle. Yan po yan yung tinatawag nating central angle. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed to the awesome facts about circles that you need to remember. So among the labeled chords, we have the chords segment AD, segment BF, segment CG, and segment HE. It is BF, that is the longest chord of the circle, is called the diameter. So as I mentioned earlier, di ba, sinabi ko sa inyo that the diameter is the longest chord of the circle, wherein it is the only chord that passes through the center of the circle. So ibig sabihin, diameter is also a chord, but not all chords are or is a diameter. Take note of it. Okay. Next, we have the diameter of a circle is twice the radius of the circle itself. So, ibig sabihin daw, ang diameter daw ng circle ay 2 beses ng measure ng radius ng circle or ng circle itself. Okay, for instance, if the measure of a diameter is 14 centimeter, therefore, we can now say that the measure of the radius is half the measure of the diameter, which is 7. So, bakit naging 7 yung measure ng mga radius? So, ang ginawa lang natin, so we divide the measure of the diameter into 2 para makuha natin yung measure ng radius. So, for instance, the measure of the diameter is 14 centimeter. So, divided by 2, we can now get the measure of the radius, which is 7 centimeter. Okay po. Next, the diameter divides the circle into 2 equal halves called the semicircles or semicircles. Okay. Sabi daw, pag ang isang circle daw ay dinivide ng diameter into 2 equal parts, ibig sabihin, ang tawag na natin doon sa kalahating part ng circle ay semicircle, from the word semicircle. Okay, for example, we have here, yan, kung mapansin nyo yung blue tsaka green, dinivide na yung circle into 2 equal halves, or it is called the semicircle. So you need to take note of it that in naming a semicircle, we use at least 3 points on the circle. So gagamit daw tayo ng 3 points or at least 3 points sa pag-name ng semicircle. So dito sa ating example, ano yung mga pangalan ng semicircles? Okay. We have the semicircle COB, yung part ng blue, and we have the semicircle BIC or yung part ng green. So ibig sabihin, palagi tayong magkakaroon ng 2 semicircle. Magkakaroon lang tayo ng semicircle if the circle is divided by the diameter into 2 equal halves. Okay. Next, proceed. The radii of equal circles or same circle are equal. So yung radii daw ng equal circle or same circle ay palaging equal or the same. So pag sinabi po nating radii or radii, it is the plural form of radius. Okay, so ang radius, singular, radii or radii, it is in a plural form. Okay, for instance, if the measure of radius or the segment OA, yung yellow, kung ang segment OA daw ay 7 cm, therefore, we can now say that the measure of radius OB or segment OB, yung red, is also 7 cm. Okay po, let's proceed. Okay, so I'm giving you an activity. So in this activity, so from the given figure, you're going to identify the following. Ibigyan ko lang kayo ng 10 minutes to do the task. Okay, so in this activity, you have 6 items. So number 1, for the activity, you're going to name the radii or you're going to name all the radii. Okay, next, number 2, name the diameter of the circle. Number 3, name all chords. Number 4, name at least 2 central angle. And number 5, name the arcs subtended by the central angle in number 4. And number 6, you're going to name the 2 semicircles. Okay, ready? Start. Okay, time's up. So we need to check your work whether your answers are correct or wrong. Okay, number 1. Name the radi. So ano yung mga radi? Okay, let's check. Number 1. Very good. We have the radi or we have the radius segment CP. Next, we have segment CA, segment CN, segment CE, segment CM. So itong nakikita nyong 5 segments, lahat po yan yung radi of the circle. Did you get it? Very good. How about number 2? So in number 2, ano yung diameter? So name the diameter. Very good. The diameter is segment AE. Next, name all chords. Ano-ano yung mga chords dyan sa circle natin? We have segment AM, segment AP, segment AN, and segment AE. Very good. So we have 4 chords. Next, we're going to name at least 2 central angles. So this time, lahat ng central angles ay ibibigay ko. Okay. Pero sa inyo, at least 2 central angles lang yung ibibigay nyo. Okay. Ano yung una nating central angle? Okay, very good. We have angle ACP. Next, angle ACN. Next, angle NCE. We have angle ECM. What else? We have angle MCP. Okay, another one. We have angle PCN, angle PCE, and we have also angle ACM, and lastly, we have angle NCM. So those are the central angle of the given circle. Okay. So here in number 5, so ang gagawin daw natin dito is we need to name the arcs subtended by the central angles in number 4. So as we mentioned doon sa number 4, lahat ng central angles binigay na natin. Beside those central angles, yan po yung mga arcs subtended by the central angles in number 4. Okay. Next. Number 6, we're going to name the semicircle. So, ano yung dalawang semicircle? Okay. Kung hatiin natin yung circle, ito na yon. So, yung semicircle natin, yung una, we have arc ANDE or the semicircle ANDE. And yung kabila, we have the semicircle or arc APIME. Okay. To get it, class? Okay, very good. Next. So here, a real-life problem. So dito, sa problem natin dito, it is associated sa science subject. So dito, papakita ko sa inyo sa problem na ito. So, makaka-relate kayo dito. So, the problem is, ito yon. Typhoon Umpong further intensified as it entered the Philippine area of responsibility on Wednesday afternoon, growing in diameter from 600 kilometers on Tuesday to 900 kilometers, prompting more areas to take precautionary measures. What will be its radius if the diameter is 600 kilometer and 900 kilometer? So mapapansin nyo, habang lumalapit daw yung typhoon doon sa land is mas lumalaki yung radius. I mean yung diameter, wherein the diameter of the circle is from 600 kilometer to 900 kilometer. Ngayon, ano daw yung magiging radius nung typhoon if the diameter is 600 km and 900 km? So, paano nyo mahahanap yung radius? Okay, very good. So, as we mentioned earlier, that kung ang given ay diameter, makukuha natin yung radius by dividing it by 2. Okay, so therefore, If the diameter is 600 kilometer, so we divide it by 2, therefore the radius is 300 if the diameter is 600. Also, if the diameter is 900, then the radius is 450 kilometer. Very good. Next. Okay, next. Okay, before we proceed to our evaluation, let us generalize or let's recall about the radius, the diameter, the chord, the center, the arc, and the central angle. So what is a radius class? Very good. What is a diameter? Very good. What is the chord? Okay, center, arc, and central angle. Okay, very good. So you are now ready for our evaluation. So kung nakikita ko na familiarize nyo na yung radius, diameter, chord, center, arc, and central angle. So therefore, let's proceed to our evaluation. So in our evaluation, so you're going to tell whether the following claim is true or false. So, ang gagawin nyo lang dito is sasabihin nyo lang yung given statement ba ay true or false. Then, you need to draw your own circle. Any length of radius will do. So, I'm giving you just 10 minutes for this given evaluation. Okay, time's up. Number 1 statement, sabi daw, 2 radii of the same circle always have the same length. Is it true or false? Ulitin natin yung tanong ha. Sabi daw, 2 radii of the same circle always have the same length. Very good. The answer is true. Number 2, 2 chords always have the same length. So, ang 2 chords ba ng circle have the same length? Very good. It is false. Number 3, all chords are diameters. Lahat ba ng chord ay pwede maging diameter? Very good. Therefore, it is false. Number 4, lahat ba ng diameter ay pwede maging chord? Yes, it is true. Number 5, ang radius ba ay hindi chord? Is it true or false? Okay. Ang radius is not a chord. So, therefore, it is true. Okay, very good. Next. So, we're done now to our evaluation. So, let's proceed to your assignment. So, in your assignment, you need to write a short essay about circle by answering this guide question. So, gagawa kayo ng essay from the given guide question. Ito po yan yung naka-highlight. So, what will happen if there are no circles in the world? So, what will happen if there are no circles in the world? So, gagawa kayo ng essay about dyan sa naka-highlight na yan na sentence or questions. Okay. So, that's for today. So, yan lang po yung ating lesson ngayong araw.